Hi guys! In this video, I'm going to talk about the myth that seems to be doing the rounds, that the pain that you feel in your Achilles tendon when you have a tendinopathy is due to micro tears in that tendon, because it's just not true. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Maryke. I'm one of the physiotherapists from treatmyachilles.com, where you can get online physiotherapy assessment as well as treatment for your Achilles tendons, all via video call. Have a look at the description of this video if you want a link to our website. Okay, so why is it important to understand that it's not actually micro tears in the Achilles tendon causing your pain? Well, it's because it's freaking scary to think that you're walking around with loads of micro tears. And I've had quite a few patients being really frightened of tearing their Achilles tendons where they didn't really have to be. So I couldn't quite understand why people would think there are micro tears in it. And then I realized this because actually they think it's the same as when you do exercise and strengthen your muscles. And you know how people, especially the guys who does a lot of weight training, talk about tearing the muscle and getting it to grow bigger. So they assume that it's the same thing that happens in the tendon. Now, yes, Achilles tendinopathy is caused when you overload the tendon, and it's quite often when you don't allow enough recovery time. So when we exercise, you do get micro damage, not micro tears, micro damage, which doesn't have to be tears. It's single cells that sustain damage, and it doesn't have to be that they're torn after exercise, and that repairs and you grow stronger. And it's when you don't allow that repair cycle to fully happen and you keep on training before the repairs happen that you then accumulate micro damage, and then you get Achilles tendinopathy. Now, also, it doesn't mean that you accumulate micro tears. It's different. Let me show you what it looks like under a microscope. So the first slide is of a healthy tendon. So if you look at a healthy tendon under a microscope, you have loads of collagen fibers that's aligned parallel with each other, and that's what makes it so strong. Because if you take one piece of string, you can easily snap it. But if you have a lot of strings next to each other in parallel and you try to snap it, not going to happen. Really strong structure. You'll also notice there's a few cells in there, the little round things, and there's a little bit of white stuff in between. That's kind of like a gooey stuff in between there. That's a healthy tendon. Now, if you start to develop a tendinopathy, what you see on a microscope is this slide. So you're seeing that these fibers are now moving a little bit further away from each other. Those aren't tears, it's just the fibers that's not that closely packed anymore because you've got more of the fluid stuff in between. You're also getting a different type of cell in between them. And then if it progresses even further, that's how it looks. So in this slide, you'll see it looks like a bit of a mishmash, and it's because the collagen fibers are now no longer parallel with each other. They're kind of disorganized. And that's what it looks like when you have a tendinopathy. So it's not a tear, it's not scar tissue, it's malaligned fibers and cells and things. So the structure has changed in there. And you can turn that around. So a carefully graded strength training program can realign those fibers, also helps you to produce stronger collagen fibers and things again. So getting through a really proper structured rehab program is a very important thing when you have this. So the main message here is don't be worried if you've been thinking that you've got micro tears in your tendon. You don't. Yes, you can get tears in the Achilles tendon, but with tendinopathies, most of the time, it's just that the structure has changed a little bit in there because you've overworked it. It's not tears. Now, if you need more help with your injury, you're welcome to consult us via video call. Link to our website is in the description of this video. But yeah, let me know if you've got any questions.